Hey, everybody, welcome to day 4. We're here, we're finally set. We're making that commitment to ourselves. Today, you are going to decide who you will be. Now, I trust that those who have been here and are on this journey did the workbook because, again, my friend, this is about where you want to go in your life. And there's nothing I can do about those changes that you want. It's up to you. It's up to you and how you're going to live your life. Just technical errors over here. And that is where it is all about. So let's just jump right into it. I don't want to waste your time. As you know, time is valuable and we have families waiting for us to be connected and be present with them. So day 4, the commitment. Who are you choosing to become? The written, signed, and lived. Now, if we've gone over this last 4 days, this is what we built, kind of building towards. So I want to look back quickly, just spend some time thinking about, okay, what have you done? So day 1, we focused on the pattern. You saw that loop that had been running through your life over and over and again. Most men never really look at that loop, but we all have it. But when you get into that moment, you go, okay, look, I'm ready to transform. What is that pattern that keeps coming back over and over and over again? Is it the life? Is it my mindset? Is it my heart, my emotional state, or is it my actions? What areas are we looking at? And then we ran into that in the root. You found what was driving it, either your head, your heart, or your body. And then yesterday we talked about the shift. You made the decision about who you are, and that is not nothing. That's everything. When you decide who you are, who you're going to be, the life, the man, the person that you are going to be, that is such a life-changing, life-altering commitment. And now today, day 4, we're committing to be the man that those 3 days we're building towards. So what a commitment actually is. So a commitment is not a promise to feel differently. It's not a vow to be perfect. It's not it. What it is, my friend, is a declaration that you're setting to yourself before anyone else about who you're choosing to be. A declaration. And the power is not only in the words, it's in the decision that you're making behind those words. And when you make that decision, you say, yeah, this is who I am going to become. This is the man I'm going to be. That declaration is life-changing. So here's a few things that it's not. One, it's not a goal, right? Goals can be missed and negotiated. Well, I'll get to it tomorrow. If you miss a day, you're good. This is a declaration of who you are becoming. A commitment to your identity is non-negotiable. And not because you'll never fall short. Trust me, my friend, I made the commitment to myself many years ago and I've been working through it. And there's been days that I've fallen short, right? And that's fine. But because who you are deciding not to change when things get hard, because things are going to get hard as you're creating this life, as you're moving into this commitment, things will get difficult. There will be difficult moments, and you have to decide who you are going to be in that moment. And it's signed and delivered through this declaration and this commitment that you're making. It's not a performance. You are not committing to impress your wife, your kids, or even me. Right? We're not performing to be this new man. You are committing to yourself. This is a signed commitment declaration that you're doing for you. You don't have to show your wife, your kids, me, anybody else, but you do have to see it for yourself. And the man in the mirror is looking back at you going, are you that man that you signed? Are you really being committed to that person that you truly want to be committed towards? And that is who is going to attest to this. That is who's witnessing what you're doing, my friend. It's not conditional. You know what? I'm going to be this man. I'm going to be committed to this when things are good. No, that's not when this is going to work out. It's when it's all the time. It holds regardless of the conditions. Your wife could be mad at you one day. It doesn't matter. You are still the man that you are committed to being. Your kids could be, pushing against you or frustrating you, or you could, whatever it is in your life, be hitting a problem at work. You are still committed to being the man that you are deciding that you are being today. So here's a couple scenarios I wanted to give you of being that commitment and signing that for yourself. So the husband she chooses. So you want to be the husband. You want to become him again, right? He is that present man, not just physically in the room. He's actually there. He's in the conversation. He's in the silence. He's in the moment she needs someone to show up and not just disappear. He is that man that is there for his wife. He initiates. He does not wait for things to be easy before he pursues her, right? He pursues her because he decided that the marriage matters. Are you a man that's marriage matters? If it doesn't, turn this off because this is not going to work for you. If it's a marriage that you want to pursue, a marriage that you want to move towards, this is going to help you reignite that marriage. This is going to help you push you to that next level of your life. He speaks, he says the things that he's been avoiding, right? Those harmful, those hurtful things that we're avoiding within ourselves, not perfectly, but honestly. And he brings himself to the hard conversation instead of managing his way around them. That's what we try to do, my friends. Whenever our wife wants to have those hard discussions, those hard questions for us, what do? We try to avoid them. We kind of shimmy around them. But that's not who you are. That's not the man that you're committing to be now. So what's this commitment actually look like when you write it down? So this is an example. And I have an example for the father commitment too. And I want you to really use these and go, okay, how do I be this man in my marriage? So here's what we write down. We write, I am a man who leads his marriage with intention. I do not wait for things to feel right before I show up. I show up and things start to feel right because I did. I pursue my wife not because she's earned it, because I've decided she's worth pursuing every day, regardless of how the last conversation went. I say the things I've been avoiding. I bring myself to the hard moments, and I choose connection over comfort because I know that comfort without connection is just loneliness wearing a quieter face. This is not who I'm trying to be. This is who I am. Now, I know my wife's watching this, and she'll realize that this is my commitment that I've made. I made this a few years ago, and I kind of adjusted it a little bit for this, but this is where I try to create the life that I want to create. This is not a template. This is words, his truth written in his voice. So you need to write this as per you. You need to write this where you are going to be the man for your wife. You are going to be there for your wife when she needs you most, which is probably not when you need her. And that's the way the marriage works. That's the way the relationships work. You have to be committed to being this man. Second, we're going to focus on the father. Now, the father they will remember. Not the one who was there, the one who showed up. And I want you to read that again. Not the one who was there, but the one who showed up. Sitting next to your room, in the room with your kids, it's not going to help them succeed. It's not going to grow them into the men that they need to be. It's not going to grow them into the women, the passionate, the outgoing children that we are moving them into. You have to really pay attention to who is showing up in that room with your kids. So here's some bullet points again. He arrives, he walks through the door, and he actually is home. Not still at work in his head, not on his phone, but present from the first moment you see your kids. Every morning, I give my kids a hug and a kiss in the morning. They come to me because they know that we have that kind of a relationship. When I get home from work, they say, hey, Dad, how was your day? This is how we've created that. He gets on the floor. He enters their world, their games, their questions, their problems that feel small to everyone else and enormous to them. He treats them as worth his full attention because they are. You know, I've been just set up and I'm playing some games with my kids, and I'm excited to get back to it because I'm doing what they want to do. I'm having fun with them. And that's what life's all about. He breaks the cycle. He's aware of what he carried into his fatherhood, and he had decided it stops with him. You know what? My dad was never in my life. I had a wonderful stepfather that was, and I learned some things from him, but I've had to learn things on our own. And there's no excuse for you to be a dad and say, look, I never had that. It doesn't matter. The buck stops here. It stops with you. You're the one making the transformation for your kids, not his kids, your kids. And you need to be the father and start the patterns that you want them to see, so that when you create that and you move into that, your grandkids will emulate the things that you've shown your kids. And this is through your own decision. So what's that commitment look like? I'm a man who is present with his children, not just there, but present. They feel the difference. I have decided they deserve the real version of me, not the depleted leftover version that shows up after everyone else gets the best of my day. I get on the floor, I put the phone down, I enter their world, not because I always feel like it, but because they are worth it, and I decided to be the father who knows that. I am breaking the cycle. What I carry from my own father stops with me. My children will know a different kind of man because I have chosen to become him. This is not who I'm trying to be. This is who I am. Now, again, write this for you. Maybe you had a great father that showed you how to be a father. Add that in there. I'm going to continue the cycle from what my father has shown me. These are all needed to be made towards our own. These are your commitments. And again, in the workbook, it explains everything, how to write these, and you begin to write them for yourselves. Write it in your own verge for your own children and do that. Now, the man commitment. This is for you. The man he is choosing to be. This is without the wife around, without the kids around, in your own skin, at your own depth. You know yourself. He is not guessing who he is. He has looked. You see the pattern. You've seen the root, the stories beneath the surface, and you know what is there. And he's decided what to do with it. You've decided, my friend, who you want to be in the pattern, in that root. You go, okay, this is the pattern that I'm breaking. These are the roots that I'm learning to shift from. And then you've taken day 3, the shift, and begin to make that into your own, because that is where your life is going to transform. He leads from within. Remember what I said to you yesterday? Everything outside of you starts within you. So your mood does not come from how your day went or what's going on. It comes from your belief inside. It comes from you being that man that you know that you can be. Your presence does not depend on whether your wife's happy or your kids behave. You bring yourself into the day saying, look, this is the man I am. This is the person I'm going to be. And that day does not build him. Right? You've decided internally already, before any circumstances, any situations outside of you determine what's going on. You've decided that I'm not going to be like that because of what's going on outside. He keeps going. He's not looking for that finish line. He's accepted that becoming is not a destination. You're not trying to get anywhere, my friends. You're being that man. You're being that man that you've been called to be for your wife, for your kids, for yourself. And when you become that man, that is when you transform anything outside of you, because you started internal. It is a direction, and he falls short. He gets back up. Big thing. He gets back up. We're all going to fall short. None of us are perfect, my friend. We're all going to fall short of being that man that we've been called to be. But every day you're stepping out of that comfort zone. And you're going, look, I'm going to be this man. I'm going to adjust. I'm going to grow. I'm going to mature every single day for myself, for my wife, for my kids. He does not lose that ground. So what this commitment looks like when you write it down. I am a man who knows himself and leads from that knowing. I've seen my pattern. I've found my root. I have made the shift. I do not need to figure out who I am anymore, because I'm deciding who I am every day in every room I walk into, because you are yourself. You've taken off the mask of who other people think you should be, and you are exactly who you know you should be every situation, every day. I do not wait to feel like it. I do not wait for the conditions to be right, because, my friend, they will never be perfect. We have to make adjustments now. I lead from my identity, not from my mood, my history, or what's happening this morning. Now, when I fall short, and I will, I do not lose ground. I acknowledge it. Hey, I fell short. I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to take the next step. And I'm not building a perfect record. I'm building a life. And you're becoming that man that you've been called to be. You're growing into that man every single day, so that when you look back on your life, you can go, hey, I did the things necessary to be the husband, to be the father, to be the man I was guided to be. These 3 statements, one man, written and signed. And again, they're all in the workbook for you to begin to do. Now, here's just a reminder, my friends, when you fall short, and you will, this is not a conversation about if, it's a conversation about when, because we all fall short of making that goal. It's like taking 3 steps, you fall 1 back. Some days you might fall 2, but then you're taking 3 steps forward. You're still moving forward in the process, and there's nothing wrong with that. You fall back into that pattern because to create new neurons firing in your head, it's going to take time to erase those other ones. The old response will fire, and you will have to say the thing you swore you would not say, or you will not say the thing that you swore you would, right? Sometimes we fall back into that, and there's nothing wrong with that, my friend. It's part of the process of moving forward. But every time you reset, every time you become that new man and say, look, yeah, okay, I fell today, but tomorrow or this moment now, I'm going to continue to move forward because that's the commitment I made to myself. What men most do, they use it as proof that nothing has changed, right? So you fall back into the old pattern. You're like, oh, yeah, this is just who I am. This is the man I was. Correct. It was the man you were. But you have to confirm it that this is a new you, right? They let it confirm that the story they already had about themselves. This is just who I am. They stop and then the pattern wins. But my friend, you are committed. You are the new man. And you're going, look, without self-destruction, you ask, what fired? What was that root? What was that pattern that kind of keep resetting in my head? And what's the next right step? Yeah, you know what? Okay, I tripped. Nothing wrong. Now I'm going to get back up and I'm going to move forward. And you don't let one moment undo this decision. You don't let one moment undo this commitment that you're making to yourself, to your wife, to your kids, to the people around you that love you. You're not undoing that. You're still moving forward. Falling short is not the opposite of commitment. It's quitting. When you say, I'm done, I keep going back into this old pattern. I don't want to keep moving forward. That, my friend, is quitting. And you, being on this journey, are not a quitter. You are a man who's ready to take control of his life. So here is the daily commitment lived daily. So the commitment state is not something you write once and forget it. Okay, so we've written those 3 commitment statements in your workbook. So every morning, I want you to read your commitment statement. I write mine out on cue cards. It's not to motivate yourself, it's to remind you of the decision you've already made, that you're not starting fresh every day. You are continuing. You are continuing to move forward into that man that you've committed to become. Every hard moment, we're all going to come into those hard moments, my friends. And when that trigger fires, pause. Remember the gap. You pause between the trigger and the result. You pause and go, okay, what would the man in my commitment statement do right now? Not who I feel like, because you're going to feel that trigger in those hard moments. You're going to feel like you want to go back into the old patterns. But who have you decided to be? You haven't decided to be that man anymore. You've decided to be the new man, to grow into this new person that you're growing into. One hard question every evening: did I live from my commitment today? I'm a journaler. You may not be a journaler, and that's fine. But spend some time in your journal. Did I live from these commitments? Did I live it for myself? Did I live it for my wife? And did I live it for my kids? Not perfectly. Again, nobody reads this stuff that you write down. These are for you to reflect on. You are not grading yourself. You're not going, yep, I think I was a 5 out of 10 today. It doesn't work like that, my friend. You go, okay, look, where was I and how do I continue to move this? You are staying awake to who you are becoming, because identity is not built in a decision. It is built in the repetition of that decision. And the more times you be that man, that is the man who you are going to be. And I'm so excited. I'm so happy that you're here. So this is not the end. This is the beginning. 4 days ago, you saw yourself clearly, maybe for the first time. And I trust that changed what is possible for you. Your marriage, you now have a map. You know where the distance comes from. You know what the commitment looks like. The next step is that conversation or a moment of presence that your wife did not expect. Who is this man? And you might catch her off guard. She'd be like, what are you doing? Like, why are you put your phone down and you're actually talking to me face to face. What are you doing? yeah, you know what? I'm committed to making a change in this marriage because I love you. And she'll be like, okay. And you know what? At first, it might shock her, but over time, that marriage is going to build because she's like, yeah, I got my husband back. I got the man I married back. With your children, presence is not complicated. It's a decision made in small moments. Get on the floor. If you have small kids, get on the floor. If you have bigger kids, grab a football, grab a baseball, grab whatever and go play with your kids. Put the phone down. Ask the questions. Hey, how was your day? What are you into? How's school going? Whatever the questions are, and then listen. Hey, yeah, I understand that you're into this at school. That's so cool. I was into that too. Or whatever it is with your kids. Be present. They want their dad and yourself. You're no longer running from your pattern or managed by your route. You are the man with the direction. And the direction that you're going is the one that you've set for yourself. This is not where you were 4 days ago. This is the new man. Within 4 days, you have completely changed your life, my friend. You become that new man. And the next step is always one decision, and you know what to do. So now, again, the workbook's there. Go to your workbooks. Write down your 3 commitment statements. The husband I am choosing to be is this. The father I am choosing to be is this. The man I'm choosing to be is this. Write them in the present tense in your own words. Come back to the slides if you need to for the examples, and as if you are already true, because who you decide to be is already true the moment you've decided it. And then you sign it, date it, and keep it. I want to offer you this extra step. Now, I created this course because I wanted people to be able to go deeper into who they were. And the inner architect is really built man. It's built the man behind the life. So you've got your 4 days now. You've created that outcome, and now you've made the decision. Now we want to build a system that keeps that decision going, and it keeps you moving towards that outcome. You have lifetime access. It's like 4 or 5 modules. It's actually quite a long course, and it's going to walk you through step by step through rebuilding your identity, recreating your thinking, your emotional responses, your daily actions, so that change actually lasts. And I'm going to put the link up here in the comments so that you can go ahead and click that and go check that out. But you'll get lifetime access to this. You get this course today. You'll also get lifetime access to these 4 days that we've been talking about, because I'm taking this down off YouTube probably within a couple of days. And September 1st is when I'll take it down, and you'll get access to that only if you get the course today. Also, if you get the course today, you're going to gain access to the Brotherhood, the Connector Brotherhood community, which is other men walking this journey with you. And in this community, it's a very unique community. And what we do is we kind of guide each other. This shows you how to do it. The community's there walking alongside with you. So don't just leave here inspired. Leave with a plan. Leave with that next step going, yeah, okay, I'm ready to commit. I'm ready to create that life that I want to create. So my friend, trust yourself. You got this. 4 days ago, you were a man who knew something needed to change, but you couldn't name it. You couldn't figure out, why am I not being that man that I know I can be? And today, you are now a man who's named it. You found your route. You made that shift, and you've written that commitment. I want to acknowledge you, my friends. This is not a small thing. Most men are never going to do any of this. They're going to keep shifting in that pattern. They're going to keep being that man that they've decided to be. But now you've done all 4. You've figured it out. Now it's time for you to go live it. Now it's time for you to go be that man, make those commitments, and grow into that person, that man that you truly want to be. Thank you again for tuning in. Get the inner architect course. It's going to lead you into the next phase, and it's going to build you even more into that man that you know that you want to be. Thanks again. Have a great rest of your day.